She said she was in Colorado.
Okay, the clock on that wall says 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna start the meeting.
Good.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes. Jana Brookshire,
Present.
Fern Deathridge,
Present.
Harlan Dillon,
Present.
Sandy Hinkey. Is Sandy on the line?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I'm having troubles tonight with my computer here.
Uh-oh. Okay. Ron McMullen,
Here.
Kathy Thompson. Here. Patty Walker,
Here.
Judy Walter.
Here.
Unable to attend is Judy Tyler and Georgia Jarman.
All right. And the two that are on the computer at home, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Yes, can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speak up.
And since we have a new person, I guess we should go around the table and introduce ourselves. Scotty Walker from Holden.
Jackie Hall. What day was that? Okay, we met, did orientation, so.
I'm Kathy Thompson from Odessa.
Arlen Dillon.
Judy Walter from Johnson County.
Tom McMullen from Lexington.
Welcome. Do we have any public comments?
No, there are no public comments at this time.
All right. Okay, consent agenda items. Are there any questions, comments?
I had a question.
Sure.
That was Roger Dumas, our systems administrator.
Okay.
Have we had any charges yet come up on the new payroll system? What are they coming up under?
We don't approve
We don't
them.
pay it monthly, how does it pay it quarterly or monthly?
For the,
The ADP.
Yeah, ADP. Whatever the payroll system is we're using now.
At every payroll,
2 weeks.
we, I wish Karen was here. They do automatic withdrawals from our account to pay our employees.
Okay,
And they do automatic withdrawal every pay period for their portion, their charges. Thank you.
okay, but that doesn't show up on our report though, does it?
It show
It
up under
should.
in your financial, where it tells you the transactions, it should be under bank drafts. For bank draft, is that right, Anita? Should be under
Oh,
bank
I'm
draft.
not sure.
I know the ones from the bank.
I'm sorry, I should have called in earlier.
Oh, that's okay, that's all right, and if we can't figure it out tonight, I will find that answer for you and send an email out.
Speaking of letting us know, there were a couple items in the minutes from the last meeting. Yeah, you were supposed to let us know, but I never saw a response. I could have missed it, but,
Which items?
oh, you would ask me that.
Because I always mark them off whenever I do them, and all my stuff was marked off, so I just want to make sure, and it may be just that you didn't receive it.
I mean,
Carlin, back to your question, there was an ADP bank draft on the 10th. Or it looks like 290, 298. I forgot to bring my reading glasses, so I'm not sure that's what that says. I think that's what that says.
Well, I couldn't even remember what it was called. ADP.
ADP.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I do see it now.
One was the,
It was the biblioteca, I sent out a spreadsheet about that. I sent out a spreadsheet on the biblioteca that question, the additional invoices that had not been paid. I broke it all down for you and sent it in an attachment spreadsheet.
oh, okay, I didn't see it then.
Do I need to resend that to you?
I'll take it.
I worked very hard on that. And I'm not sure if there was anything else.
Yeah, the ADP, it looks like it's under professional services under 7060 and our transaction report.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Take a motion to approve. There are none.
I move to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Ron McMullen and a second by Fern. All in favor, or roll call vote, please? I'll get it one of these days.
Jana Brookshire,
Yes.
Fern Deathridge,
Yes.
Harlan Dillon,
Yes.
Sandy Hinky,
Yes. Yes.
okay. Ron McMullen,
Yes.
Kathy Thompson,
Abstain.
Judy Walter,
Yes,
and Scotty Walker.
Yes,
Motion passes.
okay. Any unfinished business? No unfinished business, new business.
Consider approval of director credit card. So, Trails has a total, yeah, I need a credit card.
I don't know why we didn't do that before.
We just didn't think about it. But,
I make a motion, we give her $10,000 credit card.
Second.
We have a motion to approve a credit card for the director in the amount of $10,000. Is there a second?
Yes, on the phone. Was that Jana or was that Sandy?
Jana.
Yeah, okay.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Okay, Jana Brookshire,
Yes.
Fern Deathridge,
yes.
Harlan Dillon,
Yes.
Sandy Hinky,
Yes.
Ron McMullen,
Yes.
Kathy Thompson,
Yes.
Judy Walter,
Yes,
Scotty Walker.
Yes,
Motion passes.
all right. Consideration for the Emergency Connectivity Fund Program.
Yeah, so this is a grant opportunity that Georgia had sent out. Of course, all the information was in your packet there. It was a lot of stuff. Hopefully you just looked at maybe the highlighted stuff that we had. But the staff recommendation would be to not actually utilize this funding opportunity to add any additional devices like hotspot, because we still have to sustain that program. So that would just be an additional cost per month for the service. But we would rather possibly apply in order to recoup monthly payments for the existing hotspot services. So to pay that monthly fee for that year. We also may choose not to apply for this, but I do want to bring it and get your approval in case we do. Because there is another opportunity that would essentially pay for the same thing through the state library. That may be a less complicated application. So I have a webinar scheduled to look at that, to see the differences and everything and see which one would be the best opportunity.
Is there a reason you can't apply for both?
Well, you can't apply for two grants for the same thing.
Are there other needs that would be covered within the grant that you could apply for?
You could
for one
apply
thing and one for the
for,
other?
you could apply for devices, but like the hotspots, in order to lend out, you could also purchase like say laptops, iPads, things like that, that they would have to completely circulate. There again, you have your maintenance cost in order to maintain that service, which would be additional costs for years down the road if we start that. So we thought it would be the best option, the monthly services for the hotspots. I believe we're grant and pay for part of the, was it a year of service?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm really struggling to hear.
Sure. So we could purchase like laptops, iPads, but then you would have the ongoing maintenance and, you know, replacement costs and things like that to start a new service, if you will. And so we thought that it would be better to just utilize the funding for the hotspot program that we already have to pay that monthly recurring fee. And I believe the hotspots were paid for with a grant. And then that monthly, you know, for a year, that monthly service was paid for with that last grant. I think this is the first month that we've had to actually start paying that. So.
Besides the hotspots, is there any other technology that we want out?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, I guess.
Any other
Do
technology?
we
that
want out
we-
any other technology besides hotspots? Not loaning out
No,
laptops or?
No.
Okay.
Well, I thought that she did a very nice job of explaining all of this in our packet and giving us the pros and cons. And I make a motion that we go along with staff recommendation not to apply for this grant, except for the reimbursement of whatever she thought we could recover.
The hotspot monthly service.
I'll second that.
Right, we have a motion by Fern and a second by Judy Walter to follow the staff recommendation of not applying for this grant. Is there any discussion?
Do we need to clarify that we would be open to them applying for this grant if they decide it is better than the Missouri Library grant? Do we need to adjust the language to allow for that?
Probably, because I think the way that the original motion was that we would be applying for it. And so, yes, it would be contingent on whether we applied for it. And it may be that we're able to apply for both, but if it's either or, it may be that we do the state library one instead.
Is this an appropriate time to amend the motion?
Yes.
I would amend the motion to allow, oh gosh. Can you read the motion back to me?
yes,
Yes. Can only be,
I think Fern needs
can
to
only be
amend
motion.
it.
And if I firm,
Can only Fern amend the motion.
She wanted her to read it back.
Okay.
Fern Deathridge made a motion to go along with staff recommendations to not apply for the grant. And then she went on to say, other than to recoup monthly payment for the hotspot service.
So if a motion were to be amended, it would need to be amended by the person that made it. So if you'd like to amend it, you can.
I don't understand what she wants amended.
She wants to say that they can apply for the grant if they choose to, but have the ability to not apply as well. They go with the other.
that would have to be up to their discretion, that's what you said, right?
That's okay with me to add that. I don't see why it's necessary since she said that they recommend we don't do it, but.
So do you want me to, and so what I'm hearing is that the motion has kind of been changed to go along with staff recommendation to look at both grants and apply as needed, as best suited, That sound okay?
It's fine.
Okay.
I think that covers.
So that is, just want to make sure we're clear, that's actually different than what staff recommendation is. Oh, no, that's.
No, it's the same.
Okay, yeah, okay. Any other discussion?
I would just like to put my 2 cents worth in that you should be applying for every grant that you can, that any funding that's available, we need to apply.
Yeah, the only thing was that if we can only apply, because for one project, we can only apply for one grant or the other, especially if the grant periods overlap, it has, but if it's possible that the other grant could be used for something else and not this, then yes, we would certainly be able to apply for. Perfect.
Thank you, Brady. Any other discussion? None occurring, I call for a roll call vote.
Okay. Jana Brookshire,
Yes.
Vern Deatherage,
Yes.
Harlan Dillon,
Yes.
Sandy Hanky,
Yes.
Ron McMullen,
Yes.
Kathy Thompson,
Yes.
Judy Walter,
Yes,
and Scotty Walker.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right. Roofing committee.
Do you want me to
You
give
want
an update, kind of where we are with that? So Carlin actually asked for this to be on the agenda, so I have it on there. She was requesting that possibly another person be added. Anita has actually received a proposal from Roof Asset Management Services, which was the company that the board approved to go into negotiations with. Anita sent out an email for the committee to meet, but Carlin was the only one that actually was able to respond so far. So Anita will be sending another email out requesting a meeting. So please watch for that. The committee members are Carlin, Judy Walter, Scotty, Anita, and myself. Also,
we were gonna take Scotty off and put on.
at the last meeting, the decision was that Scotty was on. So if changes can be done.
That's what that's the reason she asked it to be put on the agenda,
Oh, okay.
that we were gonna swap those two.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, we lost Lori Dodds.
Right.
She,
And Scotty was put on instead, but Scotty didn't really want to be on. And we heard what great experience that Sandy has had dealing with contracts and specifications.
architects and things.
Yeah, architecture. So
Oh,
we
thank
were
you.
Oh, thank you.
in Scotty's place.
So we were the committee was thinking that Sandy would be a great addition since she has some knowledge of that. And we kind of forced Scotty to be on it to begin with. So if we could add Sandy, and if Scotty wants to bow out, then,
I think you'd have to make a motion since we already have the decision.
well, I'm just explaining what we were doing. If you think we should have anyone else, if we should have more than 3 on the committee,
Well, we've got Becky and
Yeah,
Anita.
and you have 2 staff as well. I think we're all just kind of bumbling our way through this, right?
Yeah, the rest of
Or I don't know.
know.
I don't know if the thought was that, have the president of the board on it, or
I think it was just we needed another person to make it a 3-member.
Sounds like we have a big qualified committee.
Sandy, would you be willing to go on the roofing committee with us?
Oh, yes, I would. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Sandy.
Maybe
Then
you
I
own
make a-
one. I don't know.
I think you
If
do.
there's a Dairy Queen in your town, go buy yourself a Blizzard and put it on my tab.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else was interested or not. We just thought that Sandy had a lot of experience with that type of thing. So I make a motion that we appoint Sandy to the roofing committee and that we release Scotty Walker from the roofing.
And I second that.
All right, we have a second by Carlin. A motion by Carlin, a second by Judy Walter. Any other discussion?
I did just have one other update here, before you finish with this topic. So legal counsel has also pointed out there's 2 omissions, from the criteria that Trails gave, in the proposal for roof asset management services. So that's proof of insurance and then proof of enrollment in Verify, which I think those would be easily gotten from them if they have them, but it was not provided in the proposal.
Well, it wasn't?
I thought it was. They talked about insurance for vehicles.
Liability insurance, I believe is right.
Yeah,
And you need to make sure that they're bonded,
right.
you know, if they have a bond.
No other discussion. I'll take a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Jana Brookshire,
Yes.
Fern Deathridge,
Yes,
Carlin Dillon,
Yes,
Sandy Hinky,
Yes,
Ron McMullen,
Yes.
Kathy Thompson,
yes.
Judy Walter,
Yes,
Scotty Walker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Friends of the Library, which doesn't really exist anymore.
Right. I just put it on there because it was requested at the last meeting, to have a discussion about the Friends of the Library. So, I think that was requested by Dana, so I'm not sure what, discussion you were wanting to have tonight.
I just don't know much about what the Friends of the Library group had been in the past or what it could be in the future. The reason that it came to mind for me was that I noticed that there's a little bit of landscaping in front of the branch that I usually go to for book that could use a little TLC that maybe is not a regular responsibility of any of the staff of the library. If there's something that the community could do to kind of give back to the library and beautifying the space, or just promoting the library among our peers. I don't really have a picture of what that looks like specifically. It's just an idea that came to mind.
Which branch are you talking about?
I'm in Warrensburg. They're the planters in front of the branch that are,
Sure.
I will say whoever is doing the maintenance out there keeps most of the cigarette butts out of the planting, but that's inevitable in a public space. But so I'm not saying they're not doing a good job, but I think it could be better.
in the past, the master gardeners had taken on the planters. But 2 years ago, the library, there was someone here that worked at that time, and she decided she was going to do them. So we backed off. The library would buy the plants, we would plant them and keep it water. The hoses up here on the corner.
And I know that a
So
friends group can contribute much more than just that, but that was the idea that sparked my interest.
I think actually wasn't the Friends of the Library, each branch, they were all consolidated into the foundation.
And they were consolidated into the foundation. But I mean, as far as the planters were concerned, that was the history there. And then the history is the Friends.
I mean, I don't see any reason why members of the public in each location can't continue to do whatever it is they do. I mean, I go out and mow the holding grass from time to time. And I mean, I don't know what more to add to that is other than we can just encourage our community members to take some pride, they see something needs to be done, do it or contact the library, see what can be done.
I would prefer they call.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, when I say just do it, I mean, like if they see litter laying on the sidewalk.
Sure, absolutely.
Need to call and get permission for that, so.
Well, could it, I mean, if we're just talking about Warrensburg, could it even be something like, because I know, I don't want to say this. I know in the high schools, they have like A+ programs and they can volunteer and do things for the public. And, would that maybe be something we could talk to someone at the high school about, see if they had some kids that were interested in.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean,
That they could use it as, volunteer work or service work. And
even like a Girl Scout troop, a Boy Scout troop.
yeah,
The 4-H, the 4-H kids, they usually have a project of some sort, and some of them do that. And I think, I don't know if you have an active 4-H club there or not, but that would be a great one for them.
It sounds like I'm alone in being interested in an organized library group, so we don't have to bring this conversation to the table. If I wasn't wanting it to be a conversation about just one branch, but maybe something that communities could work together on, but it needs to be something that multiple people are interested in. So if you're thinking maybe we could just outsource those responsibilities to other groups in the area, we can drop it.
well, Jana, I think they, at one time, different branches had friends of the family, friends of the library.
They were friendly to the family.
They had groups, but I think it was hard to, I think they struggled, wasn't it, with keeping track of it and what money went to what branch and this money went to that branch. And
I don't remember an issue with that. I remember it just got where the friends groups just got smaller and smaller and less people were wanting to work at it and it just kind of.
so it kind of was just consolidated into one thing.
Well, they were also tasked with a number of requirements that each of them had to meet to be a friend of the library. It wasn't just their donation, but it was also get a background check, things of that nature. He said, we've been doing this for 40 years, and we're not going to do it anymore, Can't say I blame them. They've been a outstanding member of the community for that long.
I would just leave it at, if somebody at a particular branch sees a need, call the director and say, this is something that I think needs to be done. I got some people that can help out with this and do it. But just let staff work that out with somebody who wants to point out something needs to be done.
I got an email today about a group that was wanting to do that at one point. We're trying to find some more information. So there are groups out there that are looking for things to do. So.
Yeah, but I remember that. They were saying that you had to volunteer for the library. You had to pay for a background check and everything. I kind of put it in.
Any announcements?
I just have one. So our Lexington branch manager, Willow Beach, she announced that she will be retiring. So October 30th will be her last day.
Sorry to see Willie go.
I've been trying to talk to her to keep her.
She decided it was time.
Yeah. But she also told me that she would do some things, even though she retired. She might help do some things in the library.
Oh.
She probably didn't tell you that.
I haven't actually gotten a chance to talk to her yet. So.
Well, she probably, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, craft things, I think, that they were able to do like we used to do. And a lot of people would.
Oh, like come to the programs, the craft programs?
Craft show, craft deals and things.
Oh, yeah, she can come to the program.
She said she probably will continue to do something like that. If the guards do ever ends.
Okay, our next meeting is November 17th, 7 o'clock, Warrensburg branch.
We're not meeting in October.
Well, you know what? How about we meet again on October 20th?
We have to sign checks anyhow.
I'll take that as a motion. We will meet in October too, so. No other business, I'll adjourn. That's pretty fast, wasn't it?
I would like to say,
Oh, we are. I just skipped October.
Oh,
So
okay,
next week-
I didn't, I'm ready to quit.
Okay.
My wife, I won't be out here, she went to Walmart, she'll probably be gone.
oh,
Kicked you to the curb, huh?
we appreciate the new format with the pie.
Oh, did you like that?
However,
Mhm.
put a number next to the branch, because if we look at it, it's nothing but a bunch of shades of gray, not quite 50.
It was supposed to have been in color, so that was my mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's in color, it's a little bit easier, but
even if you just put the numbers in there, behind the branch would help.
See y'all next time.
All right, see you. Thank you.
Unlock the door. The door locked.
Anything else needs to be done?
nope, I think that's it.
Okay.
Did you have a check in there? Anybody that had a check? needs to make
I
sure
gave
that-
Judy and I took mine. That was
Okay.
all I did. Yep.
That was only two, all right.
Yep. Just the rest of the text right there.
That's it. Wow, we're done early.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping that on.